Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing? How are we all doing on this very rainy, wet Wednesday? It's not great weather, is it? But it is what it is. It is what it is. So we're going to be doing some mandala art today. This is a the second mandala that I've ever drawn. I will show you my first mandala if I can find it. Where have I put it? Bear with. Oh, how come you can never find anything when you're looking for it? Aha. Okay. So, mandala art is something that I discovered from going down a rabbit hole. I went down a rabbit hole on YouTube. I saw some other guy doing it, and so I was just like, right, okay, I'm going to give that a try. And so I found a tutorial on how to do the basic um, seed of life pattern, and I'll explain how I did that as the basis for the first mandala and for this second one that I've started. So this was my first one that I did and completed. So it very much looks like a flower with the leaves, which is your basic standard um, pattern. It looks complicated, but believe me, when you're doing it step by step and you're slowly adding to it, it's really, really easy. It looks complicated, but it's really, really easy. So I've just been doing it in black and white in just ink, but I have seen some people do watercolor in theirs and gold paint, and they look stunning. So I might try that one day, but for now I'm going to stick to um, just doing the line art of it all. Let me put that away, safe. So this one I started off, used a lockable compass, which I got really cheaply off Amazon. And it's best to have the lockable ones, because if you just use a normal compass, if you know anything about those cheap, nasty little compasses that you get in little mathematical sets in stationery shops, you you put the point in, but when you're trying to go round in the circle, the pencil jumps or it skips or it moves. Whereas if it's lockable, you'll get the exact same circle every single time. So all I did with this to start this off is I just did a simple. Well, actually, I found the center of my page first by drawing lines, and then at that center cross, which was here, obviously, I drew a circle, and then where that line intersected with my line that went down the middle, I put my point up there and did another circle. I did the same thing round and round again. So you can see here there's a big circle. You can see here there's a big circle. And where each of these lines come out like that, there is another circle. So I've just drawn circle after circle after circle, and it creates this this sort of leaf pattern. And then I just started filling it in. So I just use a standard pencil to draw in the pattern that I want initially, and then I go in with a Uniball ink pen to create the pattern that I want. So that's what I've done. So I've just done some basic shading with these, but now I'm going to put some patterning into these circles, and then I'm hoping to sort of fill in these leaves and get these done tonight. So that first one took me about 8 hours, but the time just went so quickly. It was amazing. So I'm just going to try and do like a circle within a circle here. I try and freehand as much of it as I possibly can, but I'm literally just making this stuff up as I go. But I thought, bit of art tonight, because yesterday I think I just reached a saturation point. Yesterday my brain stopped braining, and I just thought, no, you know what, no. I was working on my synopsis, and I sent in my revised synopsis to my editor today, and she got it back to me and said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. I give you the go ahead to start working on that story, but I'm not going to start on it until the beginning of October. So I'm going to give myself a week off to just sort of give my brain some time to recover. So these circles aren't perfect, and it doesn't matter that the circles aren't perfect. I think it just adds a bit of personalization to it. And I'm just making this up as I go along. So I'm just going to put an inner circle on each one, and then I'm going to make little circles in the outer ring. Wow, wow. Okay, so they're okay. Hey, Artsy! Big glare on the page. Oh, sorry, it's because. Hang on, let me move this around a little bit. Oh, is that better? Okay, because I was just about to adjust the. Just took the light down a little bit. Sorry about that. How you doing, Artsy? I see you've been busy making things. Pretty woman, come alive to me, pretty woman. This is good for me to keep my hand really steady as well, because generally I have a bit of a tremor. Oh god, you're still getting that glare again. That's weird. Sorry, I think it's because um, I'm leaning over it and creating a darkness. Maybe do it that way. I normally have like a little tremor in my hand, so the fact that this is making me draw straight as I possibly can. You've got a storm coming in, so you're waiting on that. Oh my god, right, okay. A bad one? Is it got it like a category storm or I can't see the sketch, but not sure that it matters. It looks sorry. It's just yeah, I'm sorry. It's because I'm concentrating. If I start down and do it at the bottom first. So I'm going to try and do like a north, south, east, west circle, and then fill 2 circles in between each of those 2 points, and then colour the background in black. Because it needs something dark here. It's because I keep moving it over there. I think that's why I'm getting the glare. So you can see what I'm doing now. So I'm not copying this off anything. I'm just, like I say, just making it up as I go along. And I think that's what I quite like about this, is that I'm not trying to make it look like anything in particular. I can just do whatever I like with it. Category 1 hurricane, okay, but it may be far enough out that we may get rain, winds, and all that. We're just waiting. Wow, okay. Glare today, gone tomorrow. Is category 1 like, because we don't have that over here, so is that like the best one to get, or is that like the worst one to get? It's been a long time since I watched Twister, so I can't remember. Well, I hope that, I mean, that it doesn't cause too much or any damage, and that everyone stays safe, if that's the case. Step up from a tropical storm, so it's not good, but it's not a Cat 5, which is the worst. Okay, yeah, I did think in my head somewhere it was like, I'm sure 5 is the worst, but I just thought I'd double check before I said it. Don't worry, everyone's praying. Okay, cool. Should tumble and fall on the mountains, should crumble to the sea. I will cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. They look a little wonky, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'm just experimenting and just having fun at filling this in. I was saying to my daughter, I think a good idea would be to do like holiday themed mandalas. So, like with Halloween coming up, instead of doing like lots of shading and circles and stripes and petals and things like that, shade it with things like pumpkins and skulls and ghosts and just have different sort of weird things. And then for Christmas, you could have candy canes and Christmas trees and baubles, and you could really just go for it with the different sort of seasons and the shape that you create, because the shape doesn't have to be the same each time. It depends where you decide that you're going to ink the lines. And I just thought it'd be really cool just to sort of play. I think it'd be really good to do like oh, I don't know whether to say it because I'm not sure I want to share the idea because I don't want anyone to beat me to it until I get to it. But yeah, a holiday themed one would be really cool. But I think my special idea I'm gonna keep to myself. I think until I get good at doing these, and then I might try and do um, a special one. But when I was doing my other mandala, which I've put on the Discord if anyone wants to look at it in more detail, it's in the gallery channel. It took me about 6 to 8 hours, sort of thing, but I just was not aware of time passing. I just got so into it and was just enjoying it so much, and I just wasn't thinking of anything else. And it was such a relaxing thing to do, and so I was like, do you know what, I've got to do another one of those. And then, of course, my brain went off into all the possibles of, oh, actually, you could do this with it, or you could do that with it. Because I don't like to keep things simple for myself. I'm like, oh, how can I make this more interesting? That's the trade up. Living in Florida versus Colorado. Snow and fire over there, storms over here. Snow and fire. Oh, you mean like forest wildfires and things like that? Okay. Wow. I mean, we got a weather warning earlier this week, but our weather warnings are nothing compared to like America's weather warnings. Ours are like, oh, a month's worth of rain is going to fall in one day. That's it, I guess. Which is bad if you live in an area that floods, obviously. But we don't live in an area that floods. Well, parts of us do actually, but not where we are. So yeah, right. Now I've got to decide what I want to do with these inner circles here. I wonder whether to do like a spiral, whether a spiral would look right, or I don't want to do a solid black circle because I've got the solid black here. But I think I want something. I think if I do it so that it's a reverse of the circle above it and have the inner bit be black. Okay. Yeah, our house is in a flooding area. A month's worth of rain would be crazy. Oh. So what's everyone been up to? I um I went out today to go out and see if I could get some books. Um, Treat myself to some books. But I went to the Works, which is normally really, really good for the kind of books that I like. So I'd seen a few TikToks saying that if you're a horror fan, then go to the Works because they've got a really good selection. But I went to ours and they didn't have any of the ones that were being advertised on TikTok. So I was kind of like disappointed in that. I'm just going around the edges of these because I just feel like this needs a darker outline. My little black eggs. Hey Faisal, how you doing? How are you enjoying your break, your little holiday? Looks so pretty. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Do I colour it afterwards? I haven't. I know that some people do. So, I don't know. I think I'll probably just keep them black and white for now until I feel braver about introducing colour. You're having a lot of fun. Good, good. You can tell us all about it when we see you. Um, I'm now trying to decide what I want to do in the centre of these circles because I feel like I need to do something in there. Or do I keep them empty and go into these circles and then decide if I want to put something in the middle there? Going shopping today. Is gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yes, you have to say hello to people, Faisal. So yeah, I don't know. Um, I'm wondering about whether to. No, I don't like that. Hmm. what do I want in these dots? Has anyone got any suggestions of what I can put inside these dots? What sort of patterning? Because I've already got speckle dots around here as my shading. I've got circles, obviously, and I've got circles within circles. So maybe I need lines, but or spirals or curls. But I don't know what kind. Damn, never feels so good, so good, so good, so good. Ba ba da. Hmm. I don't know. Let me Google mandala patterns. Mandala patterns, and just see what sort of things they fill them in with. Oh, here's some circles. What's in those circles? Oh, they're quite detailed. Okay, I've already done that. Oh, Faisal, thank you for gifting Zari a sub. Welcome to the channel, Zari. Zari. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Oh, so do it like a flower. Oh, I could do it like a flower. That's an idea. So if I did like a really tiny center. Keep trying to move it away from that glare. I say it perfectly either way, thanks. You never can tell with people's names sometimes. I'm so used to people mispronouncing my name. I used to have this next door neighbour. Her name was Vi. And she was a much older lady. And I remember when we first moved in next door to her and we sort of introduced ourselves. And I was like, oh, hi, my name's Nicolette. Hello. And she was like, Nicola. I went, no, Nicolette. And she went, Nicola. I went, yeah, fine. It was just fine. Just, yeah, whatever. So she called me Nicola. Never Nikki, just Nicola for all the years that we knew her. And it used to be strange to my ear because no one called me Nicola except for Vi. Right, okay, so the flowers will fit in, so that's good. I try not to think too hard about what I'm sticking in this patterning, as I don't want to get brain ache from it. And if it's the wrong choice, I just learn from it, but still remains within the sound of silence. Narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of the street lamp, I turn my collar to the cold lamp. Hush of a neon light, night, touch the sound, silence. 2,000 people, maybe more. Bells speaking, listening. So has anyone here ever tried to draw a mandala? If so, how did it go? I was surprised actually at how easy it was, because I've seen some pretty complicated ones online, and there are some mandala artists out there, because of course I went down the rabbit hole, of course I had to go and have a look. There are some amazing pieces out there, amazing. And I'm like, oh, I'll never be able to do anything like that. Written on grey walls, tenement halls. Oh god, this is like a Halloween song. The Monster Mash. We did the Monster Mash. Right, now, do I just go around the edge? Yeah, I think so. I loved this song when I was a baby. Apparently, it used to make me jump up and down on the sofas. There. Do we think I need something inside of these circles? I feel like maybe yes, but I don't know what. Whether I do more speckling or and what to put in these circles. Let me go back to my mandala pans. What are these? Let's have a look. Those are just filled in pretty simply with just black centers. I don't like those. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. I don't know. Oh wow, look at that. That's crazy. Let me see if I can get that up on the screen. Hang on to show you. Let me just show you. Just make sure there's nothing on here. Oh no, it's got my name on it. Okay, so I can't show you. Lotus. No, circle. Let's have a look. Circles. Circles. Loving nobody but you. Those are more detailed though. I just need something really quite small. I'm not meant to be thinking. I said I'm not meant to be thinking too much about this, but I'm like, oh, I want to get the right pattern. I don't know. Right, I'm trying to see what it looks like on the screen. If I did like. No, because I don't know how, I wouldn't be able to sort of do that in black and white because I've got the solid black edge. So, because I was thinking more of like a yin and yang symbol, but I wouldn't be able to do that because I have black here on the outline. So on the black side, it just wouldn't look right. So, maybe let's think about these smaller circles. Or do I go up and start on here and then I can decide what that section there needs? Hmm. Comes the sun, I said. I'm just going to do like a couple of lines, 3 lines. I'm just putting in the basic outline and then I can just see where it sits in the circle, and then when I go in with ink, I'll either be exactly on the line or just slightly off. Okay, that don't look too bad. So put like do that. Almost like a little ladybird. I mean, I suppose I could do this with a ruler just for these little lines, but live dangerously. Need to see, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Okay, so that's adding bits, and then I think if I just go around the edge again, just to make it more distinct from that spotted background. Darling, so it goes. So yes, I was very disappointed when I went out today to get myself these books that I'd seen, and then I couldn't find them. I think it's annoying when you go out for something, you're excited to get it, and then you come home empty-handed. Do 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 do. Buttercup, baby, let me down. Worst of all, I need you. Hey Nat, how you doing? Build me up, buttercup, don't break my heart. Oh, actually, no, let's do this bit. Build me up, buttercup, baby, let me down. Worst of all, never come, baby, when you say you will. Hey, Lemony. Build me up, buttercup, baby. I think it just needs this darkness in this corner, so that's why I've done like a hooded eye. Sugar, honey, honey, you are my candy girl. I did my latest book dedication today, guys, and I've dedicated it to the Firefly Gang. So when that comes out, I will show you. So anyone who belongs to the Firefly gang, you're in my next book dedication. Honey, honey. Right, okay. I keep moving my paper over here. I don't know why. So that's better. I think I do need something inside here, but I haven't quite worked out exactly whether to do dark speckling on the outside and have it go lighter as I go in towards the center. I don't know. So for now, I'm going to work on these petals here. No, don't like that. Don't like it. Right. Let me take the pencil off these centre bits. It's safe to do that now it's dried. Yeah. Yes, Jack. Night, darling. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Right. I've got this lovely shape, and I'm trying to think of how I want to put something into that shape. I feel like if I put a mark down what is the center. That's just what they'll do. These boots are gonna walk all over you. don't know how I'm going to fill in this space. Ain't no mountain high enough. Unless there's like some sort of like flower. So this is why it's important to do it in pencil first. But that's quite nice. That's going to take me some drawing. Right, centre line. Got like that's fun with anyone. When I see you out and about with anyone. Everybody do the Carlton dance. You make me cry. I wanna die. You should walk out with it. Right, let me just mark out. So this is where your lockable compass comes in handy, right? Because I need to know if that's where the center point is. Where is the top of the leaf? So the leaf is about this high. So if I put that line in all the way around, then I'll know how far to do the leaf. With anyone. Sure to find that I'm in love with you. Is that pretty much the same? I don't know. I think that's a bit thicker. That leaf is a bit thicker. Okay. Jupiter and Mars. So it doesn't matter about the pencil because you can just erase it afterwards. I wish I could draw the second one in the petal as well as I draw the first one. I always feel like this one on the right is a little bit fatter, but where the lines are roughly. So I can have these will be light, and I'll do the dotting that I've done here, the sort of speckling can be behind it to make the flowers sort of stand out as well. Is that just a HB pencil? Yep. Yep, just a HB pencil. Use whatever pencil you've got. I mean, you could do this with any pencil that you've got, and you could just use a biro if you wanted to just use a biro. I just happen to have these Unipin fine liners. This is the zero point 0.1, but I got them in this pack, the fine and delicate Uniball 5-pack with the assorted sizes. So I've got the 0.1 in black, grey, dark grey. I've got a 0.05 and a 0.03, and obviously the smaller the number, the finer the tip. And you want those different thicknesses because when I did like this one, hang on, let me show you. When I did this one, you can see that in certain areas, like here and at the edges, um, I've thickened the ink. So you've got these really thin lines here, but here you've got a slightly thicker line, and obviously you've got these thick lines here. But if you can vary the thickness of the lines as well, that sort of helps add your layers to make it look like stuff is laying on top of each other. So, and I just sort of picked that up from watching some other people do these. And that's her face. I'm a believer. Another trace down in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. To get me, did it, did it. Her face. I'm a believer. Down in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. It can take some time to sort of do the penciling bit, depending on how detailed you have it. But it's so much worth it for you to be able to go in there with the ink pen afterwards and be a lot more comfortable about where you're putting those marks. And just for a little bit of extra time here, it pays off in that final design. And as you can see these petals starting to fill up, you can see how it's going to look. But if you've only got like a normal compass and not a lockable compass, you can still give it a try. But just be aware that some of your circles might not stay how you want them to be. I mean, the first one that I did was not precise by any means. It was very wonky, and there were a few issues with the measurements and everything, but I just decided to work with the faults. Four more. And the more you go in and put in each segment as well, you get a little bit of muscle memory. The first couple felt really awkward, but now I'm sort of like, okay, I know of how I want this to go. Can't take my eyes off you. You feel like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. This love has arrived. God, I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I used to sing this to my babies when they were little, just to sort of get them off to sleep. I definitely can't draw the left ones as well as I can draw the right ones. It looks both precise and relaxing in a weird way. It is. It is. And that, honestly, Nat, I I thought this is going to be so stressful to draw because knowing me, I've got like such a high perfectionist streak and I want it to be perfect. But I just find it so relaxing and I forget everything else. I was the one that I did at the weekend, the one that I showed you earlier. I was doing that for hours and I had no idea that I was doing it for hours. I just kept going and going and going. I was listening to music and it was just, yeah, it was just, give it a go. I advise everybody to give this a go. You don't have to go as detailed as me. You could just do a simple one. I just I add a lot of detail into mine purely because I like that busy look where the eye doesn't know where to rest first and it's sort of hungrily taking in all the details and stuff. So yeah, it will look really good once I put the ink in as well. It'll look really, really good. Um, I think there's an element of design as well, where although the perfectionism is still there, there's less of an impact on the entire piece and therefore more calm. Yeah, it's a really good way of putting it. Actually, you get to play. You get to play with the design. I mean, I'm completely making this up as I'm going along, and just going with what feels right. So there's that play element there, and there's, like you say, the perfectionism of wanting it to be mirrored and exact and look like it's an exact replica no matter which way you turn it. It's, yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just very, very calming. I think there's some science into mandalas as well, but I've not gone and looked into that. Right, last petal, and then I can ink them. Feel nice. sugar and spice. Okay, right, now I can ink them. Let me just pull this in. I feel nice, sugar and spice. Right, so I'm just going to put in, I'm going to dot the top part of this. I was just looking at your art slide of all your past drawings, and I love the whimsical snail so much. Yeah, I really like that one. I really, really enjoyed doing the snail in the big mushroom valley. I love that, and the octopus as well. I really, really love. Thank you. I can't believe that all those bits of art that's on that slideshow is what we've managed to get done during stream. How's your art going, Natalie? Have you been making or drawing or crafting anything lately? Crocheting? What have you been up to? just going to make it the dots a little bit darker here at the bottom. And then up at the top as well. I think just have that fading in a little bit more so it's not such a sharp line. That's a bit better. The simplicity of pen and ink. Exactly. Yeah, you can just do so much, can't you? I was crocheting a hood. Ooh. But I only got so far, and I also went back to an old drawing I was doing, which I gave up on because I couldn't see how to incorporate colour into it, and I figured out a good idea. I've been working on that. Mostly been digital art. Oh, cool though. I like that. That sounds really good. Oops. I wobbled. So I originally put in these arches here, but I've decided against that once I started drawing the rest of it. I hope that you've been able to see as I've been doing this that it is really quite simple, and you just take each section as you come to it, and you can just add as much detail as you want into each section and make it as complicated or as simple as you want. And it really was just a bunch of interlocking circles that I made with pencil. For those that weren't here at the beginning, I drew one circle in the center of the paper, and then on the edge of that circle I went round on the intersecting lines and drew extra circles, and that's all I've done. And then just decided where to highlight the lines, and then in between those lines have drawn pattern. It really is that simple. Anyone can do this, anyone. You don't have to have a special, oh, I'm not good at art or anything like that. Anyone can do this. I'm certain. These dots can be time consuming, but they're calming. And I can't emphasize how nice it is to be able to do art that is calming. Because that's what it should be, right? You should be able to enjoy it. 100%, yeah. Because otherwise, what's the point of doing it, right? If it's just going to stress you out and add more stress to our lives, what is the point? Is this meant to be chill and relaxing? And this is the most relaxing art I have ever done. And I've done a lot of art, as you can see from the slideshow. I've done a lot of art where I've worked really, really hard to try and get as lifelike as I possibly could. And sometimes it was really, really stressful. So to do this sort of art has been really nice. I'm definitely going to do a lot more of this. I will erase all my pencil marks once the ink has dried. So don't worry about those. Could you imagine though if you tried to erase the pencil mark before the ink had dried? Oh my god, you'd put in all that work of what was meant to be something really relaxing and then you just smudge it. Oh god, could you imagine? Makes me feel sick just thinking about it. I mean, if you're left handed, you'll go around the circle anti clockwise, I would have imagined, because I'm going clockwise. Because it just makes sense to have the wetter ink on that side while it's drying. But these fine liners dry quite quickly, which is good. Extraordinary. I'm still waiting for my Illumicrate book to arrive. I would imagine I will get it at the beginning of October. I really can't wait to see what the first one is going to be and how pretty it's going to be. So is anybody going to be watching Strictly this year? Or has everyone been put off it by the um, drama. I've sort of been, I used to watch it avidly, and I've just been, I don't know, the last few years I've just not watched it at all because I had issues with the way that they did the format. Tess, anytime Tess spoke, would wind me up something chronic because she was such a, I don't know, she just made me cringe with the things that were written for her in the script of, all right, she's going to be the the dumb blonde sidekick sort of thing, and I hated that for her. And I'm sure she's a very intelligent, articulate woman, and yet her script for her is written in such a way that she just says the most cringy things. I loved Claudia to bits, but then there was all this stuff about, well, how some of the female professionals were being treated, and so I'm like, I know a few people have sort of been put off it. So we're getting there. We're getting there. So you can see I'm putting in this darkness here. The darkness on the inner bit and the darker bit on the tips that go up there. So yeah, I think that's where I might just stop for tonight because this is just going to take me forever to do, and I don't want to muck it up. So, but you can see how it's going to look. So when that goes all the way around there, you can see how that's going to go. And you can see I've still got these petals here, and these thinner petals here. So I've got 3 more layers to go out to do the whole of this mandala. But at the moment, I'm really, really liking it. I'm trying to stick with a sort of flower-ish theme. So, we have the flower petals in the center, we have the big flowers here, we have the mini flowers that are inside these bits here, we have the sprouting flowers in these petals here. So I think I'm gonna try and keep to that sort of flowery theme for this one, and just see how we go. But if I did use color in this, Natalie, I could make the flower, have these as leaves, green leaves, and have these as flowers and put colour in. So I could do that, couldn't I? So you're making me think of all these possibilities that I could do with this. So, and I think that's the wonder of it. Why I'm loving this so much. This is such good fun to do. But anyway, yes, thank you so much for joining me tonight, everybody. I really, really appreciate your company, and I hope that this has been fun and interesting. And you've enjoyed seeing just the way that I've created it, I guess. Not going by any solid reproduction that I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to make my own thing. So yeah. Oh, you were rejoined at the end. Yeah, sorry, Faisal. But yeah, have a great rest of your evening, guys, and I will see you here tomorrow evening, where I'm going to finish inking around here, and then maybe make a start on designing the next petal on the way out. So have a great rest